luces de circulación. En una entrevista concedida a Terra Gazette, Timmerman no recordaba qué fue lo primero que hizo interesarse por la aviación. Dijo: no recuerdo un momento en concreto, el amor siempre estuvo ahí. Timmerman procedía de una familia modesta que no podía permitirse poseer una nave, pero sus padres satisfacían su pasión llevándola al próspero puerto comercial de New Junton para despegar y aterrizar las naves. Bueno, para ver despegar y aterrizar las naves. En el año 2656, Timmerman se alistó en la marina con el sueño de convertirse en piloto. Desgraciadamente, su habilidad como piloto era inferior a la de aquellos que ya tenían años de experiencia en vuelo. ¿Cómo que estaba caído? No me jodas. Ya sé lo que voy a hacer. Me caí 2 minutos ahora, ok. Denme un segundo. Voy a empezar a ahorrar recursos, ¿ok?
Mi primera chamba. Me acuerdo el día que de la chamba yo me enamoré.
Denme un segundo, voy a empezar a ahorrar recursos, ¿ok? Voy a detener el directo momentáneo, no se me vayan, porque vamos a tener esto bien, ¿sale? Voy a bajar la tasa de bits, porque ya no necesitamos realmente un video que esté ahí transmitiéndose. Bueno, no, sí. Creo que no puedo, bueno, a ver. Ajustes, déjenme ver si puedo hacer aquí con la salida. No puedo hacer esto mientras estoy transmitiendo. Denme un segundito, no se me vayan, por favor. A ver, aquí estamos bien. Díganme, volvemos a empezar, yo no tengo ningún problema en volver a empezar. Díganme que ya estén todos en F5, por favor. On air, estamos al aire, excelente. Esas son excelentes noticias. Vamos a hacer varias cosas aquí. Para empezar, vas a mutear estas dos cosas. Discord está bien, todo lo demás se queda tal cual. Ok. Vamos a volver a poner la canción porque la canción es una chulada, ¿vale? Y volvemos a empezar con la historia de dónde viene la IA. Quiero que sepan que esto viene, o sea, esta es tarea que hice ya. Es parte de lo que vamos a hablar mañana, todo esto. Pero quería adelantar a esta parte porque creo que es bastante importante que esto ya lo traigamos masticadito antes de entrar a la acción, ¿sale? Entonces, si hay algún corte o algo, por favor, mándenme sonido directo al directo para cortar, ¿sale? A mí me van a seguir saliendo los sonidos. Lo que vamos a ver ahorita habla sobre cómo nace la IA, ¿sale? La Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Para el entusiasta de las naves espaciales Audrey Timmerman, Lo era el lugar ideal para crecer. Lo es una ciudad, después entraremos a Lore, pero Lo era el lugar ideal para crecer. Todos los días, una gran variedad de naves hacían el viaje a la atmósfera desde las transitadas rutas espaciales. Sus familiares recuerdan que Audrey se pasaba las noches mirando por la ventana de su apartamento en la urbanización de Walden Towers e identificando las naves que pasaban por delante únicamente por la configuración de sus luces de circulación. En una entrevista concedida a Terra Gazette, Timmerman no recordaba qué fue lo primero que la hizo interesarse por la aviación. No recuerdo un momento concreto, dijo. El amor siempre estuvo ahí. Timmerman procede de una familia modesta que no podía permitirse poseer una nave, pero sus padres satisfacían su pasión llevándola al próspero puerto comercial de New Junction para para ver despegar y aterrizar las naves. Y por ahí del año 2656, Timmerman se alistó en la marina con el sueño de convertirse en piloto. Desgraciadamente, su habilidad como piloto era inferior a la de aquellos que ya tenían años de experiencia en vuelo. Sin embargo, su gran conocimiento de las naves y su ojo para los detalles no pasaron desapercibidos. Se hizo
Signo de exclamación abierta. Uthilordi acaba de hacer raid con 3 espectadores.
Señor, muchas gracias por ese raid. Sin embargo, su gran conocimiento de las naves y su ojo para los detalles no pasaron desapercibidos. Se hizo mecánica y ascendió hasta convertirse en jefa de cabina a bordo de la fragata UEEN Solís. Asignada a patrullar la línea Perry. La Solís pasó su tiempo como nave de apoyo móvil para los cazas de ataque de la UE que vigilaban los puntos de salto de Cian. Lo describió como largos ratos de aburrimiento salpicados de momentos de terror. Pero eso cambió un día en que un vuelo de cazas trajo algo de su patrulla, restos de una nave Cian. Aunque Timmerman conocía muy bien las naves Banu por su infancia en Corel, ver el diseño único de Cian le resultó fascinante e inspirador. Tras finalizar su servicio en la Armada, Timmerman regresó a New Junction y abrió Intergalactic Aerospace Repairs en el año 2667. El taller no tardó en ganarse la reputación, no tardó mucho tiempo en ganarse la reputación de ser capaz de arreglar casi cualquier cosa. En sus horas libres, Timmerman se dedicaba a su verdadera pasión, intentar aplicar ingeniería inversa a la tecnología Cian que había visto en la Armada. En aquella época, pues las relaciones entre las dos especies eran antagónicas, por lo que, como civil, le resultaba imposible hacerse con la tecnología Cian, así que solo le quedaban sus recuerdos y su ingenio. Y aquí comienzan sus humildes comienzos, muchachos. La Solís es como el equivalente a una Crucible o nada que ver. La Solís sería como una nave, una fragata sería como una Idris, por ejemplo. ¿Sale? Sería más o menos como por ahí. En el año 2670, Timmerman terminó de instalar propulsores maniobrables inspirados en Cian en Pobi, ojito, Pobi, una vieja aurora a la que le puso el nombre de su gato. Temerosa de probar la nave en un planeta muy poblado, Timmerman y otros entusiastas aeroespaciales cargaron a Pobi y otras naves muy modificadas en un transportador y volaron hasta el casi desolado planeta Castor para probarlas. Aunque se trataba de una reunión informal, los historiadores la consideran como la primera exposición aeroespacial intergaláctica. El primer vuelo de Pobi fue una decepción, ya que una subida de tensión fundió varios de sus propulsores experimentales. Timmerman no se desanimó por el fracaso, sino todo lo contrario. El proceso le llenó de energía, y no pasó mucho tiempo antes de que ese grupo de fanáticos de las naves espaciales experimentales se reuniera regularmente para discutir y examinar las diversas modificaciones que estaban construyendo. Los vuelos de prueba anulares en Castor se convirtieron en una tradición y fueron ganando popularidad. Eh, Uno de los miembros del grupo era Stephen Dillard, propietario de Stephen's Ship Emporium en New Junction. Se dio cuenta de que la popularidad de la reunión anual era pues, bastante, o sea, ya se había hecho de nombre, y se puso en contacto con Timmerman para que él pudiera patrocinar el evento. Dillard pondría a disposición de los aficionados las naves más modernas para que las vieran en persona y con un poco de suerte conseguir algunas ventas, ¿no? Timmerman aceptó y pues necesitando el nombre para ponerle a los anuncios de Dillard estaba creando, decidió tomar prestado de su propia empresa para obtener el nombre de Exposición Aeroespacial Intergaláctica, o lo que ahora conocemos como la IAE, Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, por sus siglas en inglés. En la década siguiente, el evento creció lo suficiente como para que otros minoristas y fabricantes de piezas quisieran mostrar sus productos en la exposición. Una vez ocurrido esto, los principales fabricantes de naves no tardaron en darse cuenta, y en el año 2683, Rover Space Industries se convirtió en el patrocinador oficial de la IAE, y lo ha sido desde entonces. Cada año aparecen más patrocinadores y stands en el evento. Los conservadores criticaron la privatización del evento, pero Timmerman justificó con firmeza la idea. Para ella la expo no se había vendido, se había adaptado y mejorado. Su último acto fue crear una organización sin ánimo de lucro para gestionar oficialmente el evento y garantizar que un gran porcentaje de los ingresos se destinara a una organización benéfica creada por Timmerman, llamada Simpot Pals, cuya misión era dar a los niños desfavorecidos la oportunidad de aprender a volar. Ahora, en el año 2847, la Junta tomó la decisión de rotar la ubicación de la IAE cada año. La explicación pública fue que así más gente tendría la oportunidad de vivir el principal acontecimiento aeroespacial del universo. Numerosos sistemas pedían ser sede del evento y disfrutar de las ganancias, obviamente, que esto conllevaba. El evento fue de planeta en planeta durante las siguientes décadas, hasta que el de Ferrón, en el año 2913, estuvo a punto de cancelarse debido a la incapacidad de Asura para cumplir los requisitos mínimos del hangar y potencial establecidos en el contrato de la IAE. Poco después de ese susto, el gobernador JuanJo de Severus se puso en contacto con la junta directiva de la IAE para llevar el evento al sistema Kiel. Los responsables de la IAE quedaron impresionados con su presentación, pero más aún con las instalaciones que su planeta podía ofrecer. Severus contaba con numerosos hangares, inicialmente construidos y utilizados, claro, por los militares. Tenía, obviamente, abundantes pistas de aterrizaje disponibles y, obviamente, alojamientos más que suficientes para los visitantes. Tras impresionar a la junta de la IAE con las instalaciones de Kiel, Sur fue al grano. Ofreció realizar grandes mejoras en las instalaciones existentes si la IAE accedía a convertir a Severus en la sede permanente del evento. Aún conmocionada por la polémica de Ferrón, la junta directiva votó y aprobó la propuesta. Desde entonces, la IAE tiene su sede en Kiel. Y aquí voy a hacer una pequeña pausa.
Mi primera chamba, me acuerdo el día que de la chamba yo me enamoré.
¿Se cortó el directo? ¿Se cortó el directo? Yo lo veo funcional y no tengo caídas de frames. Jordi, es que dijimos que los sonidos, güey, eran para si se caía el directo, güey. Perdón. Jordi no sabe las instrucciones. Ya sé, perdón. Aquí quería hacer una pequeña pausa porque entonces tengo aquí, lo voy a poner para acá porque no quiero que vean todo lo que tengo aquí, pero, ojito, porque vamos a ver ahora, en el año 2946 tuvimos una transmisión y empezamos con esto. Oh, sí, ese es mi intro, perdón. Ese era el intro tour. Va de nuevo.
Do you sense that electricity in the air? Do you smell those ionized particles? Do you feel your bowels loosening with a deep thrum from hundreds of thrusters firing at once? That, my friends, can only mean one thing. Galactic Tour is once again at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. This is the premier air and space show in the Empire. The IAE has the biggest manufacturers, the best modders, and the greatest pilots, all gathered in one spot for enthusiasts like us to gawp at. I mean, if I had a cred for every time I've said, "Whoa, you see that?" I would be slightly more wealthy than I already am. The point is, I am excited. The best part? We're going to be here all week long. Get ready for exclusive events, exciting announcements, limited edition ship variants, and exclusive insider access with me, Jax McCleary. There's a lot more coming in the days ahead, so strap in and hold on. Trust me, you're going to want to see this.
Lo que están a punto de ver es la primera IAE que obviamente tuvo lugar no en Star Citizen, no en el juego, pero se hizo este especial en el año, estamos hablando de que este es el 2946, estamos hablando que este es 2016, ¿ok? Esto que están viendo es de 2016 y empezamos fuerte. Todavía no se hacía la IAE de manera física.
Welcome back to the Expo. I'm Jax McCleary, and today Galactic Tour is going to be spending some time with the grandfather of them all, Roberts Space Industries. The name is almost as synonymous with spaceflight as the term spaceflight itself. Sadly, although they may have invented the quantum drive and dozens of other technological wonders we rely on every day, they haven't been at the cutting edge in centuries. But then that's not why you fly an RSI ship, is it? You fly them because, after all this time, their ships still remain at the forefront of exploration, on the front lines of battles, and in the hangars of new teenage pilots everywhere. You fly them because their ships work. And here on the Expo floor, RSI is clearly working overtime. Not only are they bragging non-stop about their new Polaris, but they have their full, impressive range of ships in every class and size, proudly on display. To that end, when we come back, we'll finally tackle the eternal question: how many Auroras can fit inside the mighty Bengal's main hangar? That and more, as Galactic Tour's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo special continues.
Ojito, porque estamos hablando de una distancia en tiempo como esto de grande.
Hello, Jax McCleary here once again at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. And apologies if I look a bit tender around the tips. Last night was Origin's big Expo party, and let's just say I started off an M50, but by the end of the evening I was about an 890 jump. To be perfectly honest, I can't think of a better way for Origin's ships to be celebrated than with drunken revelry. From day one, Origin has been crafting vehicles that are as fun to fly as they are to look at. I'm talking the stuff of locker posters, the kind of ship that few middle-aged pilots can resist the allure of. Sure, people may think you're a pompous arse if you come cruising up to the local Cryastro in one, but what do you care? You own a 350R. And they don't. Of course, the fantasy does tend to fade a bit when you have to fly an Origin ship day in, day out, and a few of the more questionable design choices start to rear their ugly heads. Yes, for that much money you'd expect the seat to be comfortable, and sure, they tend to drift more than a senator making a promise. But then again, who cares when you're flying a ship that looks as good as their new 85X? Speaking of looking good for an exorbitant amount of credits, I'm about to go and get custom fitted for a high-tech racing suit, guaranteed to shave seconds off my lap time. Find out just how tightly it hugs to the curves of my body when our coverage of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo continues.
Cabe destacar que en esta expo presentaron la 85X, ¿vale? Y sí, Linux, mañosos, porque igual el año pasado nos hypearon con Pyro, pero ojo, ahorita que entremos a ese punto, voy a hacer varias anotaciones y quiero que ya llegaremos a ese año. Ojito, sigamos con estas transmisiones, con la primera IAE, y ahora sí, después de estas, ya pasaremos a lo bueno.
Here we are at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, surrounded by some of the fastest, sleekest, sexiest ships ever to be plasma forged from dicarbidium laminate, or whatever it is they actually make ships out of. And so, of course, Galactic Tour turns its attention to none other than the ships of Misk. That sound you just heard was the Spectrum imploding with angry comments. But to those of you who doubt the beauty that resides in these flying steel sausages, I say to you that there is no manufacturer currently making ships half as interesting as these bastardized hybrids of human and Xi'an technology. While they may have the handling of your living room couch and cockpit visibility of a Min sunset, the bold design choices featured in the Reliant alone are enough to set my cold black heart beating again. Misk, like the way its ships handle cargo, is determined to drag us into the future. And whether you think the Xi'an are trustworthy or not, you have to admit that bastards know how to make a ship. Make sure you catch my one-on-one sit-down with their lead Xenotech engineer when Galactic Tour's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo returns.
Oh, ese es el gran final, espérame, no.
The really incredible thing about being here at the Intergalactic Aerospace Show is the unexpected surprises that sit idling around every corner. Everything and anything from utilising the urinal right next to a certain Squadron 42 pilot to realising my personal fantasy of piloting a Crusader Starliner loaded with the 2946 champion Goss swim team. Ladies, congrats again on the win. You see, on any typical day, the big manufacturers suck up all the air in the room. But at the Expo, regular type people have a wonderful chance to discover some real gems. There's the newcomers like Kruger Intergalactic and Consolidated Outlands, who are still trying to prove themselves worthy with their early outings like the P-52 and the Mustang. Then there's the more exotic options like Esperia's beautifully reconstructed Prowler, or the Xi'an and their shifty Scout. Have you ever stood on those floaty stairs? Don't trust them. Sure, the ship flies like a leaf in the wind, but would a ramp have killed a Poa? But maybe the best hidden treasures are the ones you can buy. With a full range of IAE exclusive items on sale, from rare parts to limited edition ships, Galactic Tour will take a hard look at which swag is the most drool-worthy when our special Intergalactic Aerospace Expo coverage returns. With the sheer size and scale of the Aerospace Expo, it can be easy to get overwhelmed by all there is to see and do. Luckily, you have Galactic Tour on hand to provide laser-like focus on only the best IAE has to offer. Today is no exception, as we set our sights on the mighty military machine that is Anvil Aerospace. From Hornets all the way to Super Hornets, Anvil ships are a classic example of designing with a purpose. Every angle of the hull and every rivet is there for a reason. And Anvil isn't happy just to rest on their blowing stuff up laurels. With the likes of the Carrack, Crucible and Terrapin in their lineup, Anvil has gone beyond military function to begin to really make a name for themselves in the private sector. Of course, a cynic might say that Anvil has to expand because Aegis is horning them out of all those sweet UEE contracts. But then again, I'm not a cynic. I say the more ships the better. And boy, are there more ships coming up. Make sure you stay right there as Galactic Tour's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo Special continues. It should surprise absolutely no one that the Navy has a big presence here at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Not only are there secretive behind closed door talks to be had with the ship manufacturers, the IAE is a prime opportunity for recruitment. For many ship enthusiasts, the only way they'll ever get to fly the incredibly fast and powerful machines on display here is to sign up and serve. Going a long way on that front is the presence of the reckless Squadron 999 and their stunning flight acrobatics. Nothing prepared me for how much I wanted to climb into a Sabre after seeing what those insanely skilled starmen could do with one. To be fair, that's pretty much true of a lot of Aegis ships. Sure, they look nice in the hangar, but it's when you see what one can do in action that your eyes get a little misty and your heart starts beating a little faster. But if you're sitting there right now saying, I don't really care for the Sabre, well, you're in luck, because Aegis makes about 1 billion other combat ships to choose from. With the speed and variety with which their ships are pumped out, you have to wonder which will run out first, Vanduul to kill or places to park. A question to ponder over.
Haré una pausa para ver la que está atrás de Jax. Voy a hacer una pausa, sí, definitivamente. Aquí hay naves. Esta que estuvo en construcción durante mucho tiempo y que nos mostraron esto después. Eso estamos hablando de que fue en el 2016, muchachos. No se dejen impresionar. Tienen muchísimas cosas del juego terminadas. Si nosotros comparamos esta nave con la que tenemos actualmente, los cambios son mínimos. Y ahorita les voy a explicar por qué. ¿Por qué les digo que no nos dejemos impresionar? Sí. Hay muchas cosas aquí que están hechas. No sé si se dieron cuenta o se alcanzan a dar cuenta. Allá de fondo, aquí, esta es una Idris. Ahí dejo.
Exclusive coverage from the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo.
Ahora, sigue lo bueno.
Things are really going full blast as Expo goers swarm the hall to get up close and personal with all the latest and greatest. And we're right alongside them, elbowing to the front of the line to get a first-hand look at a brand that inspires as much loyalty as it does uncomfortable glances. I'm talking, of course, about Drake Interplanetary. If controversy made your ships fly better, then Drake ships would probably fly a heck of a lot better. That's not to say piloting a ship from the no-frills manufacturer doesn't have its advantages. These are ships designed to get you from A to B in one piece, often with all your stuff still aboard, and sometimes with other people's stuff too. To quote Drake's marketing team, these are multi-role vessels, which, when translated, means they may not do anything perfectly, but they do a hell of a lot pretty damn well. We'll put that to the test later on when we see if the Drake Caterpillar is the perfect ship for hosting a wedding. There's plenty more coming up as Galactic Tour's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo Special continues.
Ese Tito, ¿cómo andas, Broki? Bienvenido. Muchachones, nos queda, ahora sí, el gran final. Quería mostrar este de Drake. Lo dejé hasta el final por esto que están viendo aquí atrás. No es cosa fea, pero esto llevó a tantos comentarios que a partir de aquí, Cristiano Roberto dijo, no vamos a tener tanguillas, ni bikinis, ni nada sexual en el juego, ¿vale? Ahora sí vamos al gran final de esta que fue la primer IAE.
Well, there you have it. It's been an absolutely fantastic week, with this year's Expo going down as arguably the best one this year. Throughout it all, Galactic Tour has been there to give you the lowdown you longed for and bang up a few innocent ships along the way. From lumbering hulks to svelte sloops, today's ship enthusiast has no shortage of options. Sure, half of them may have their own unique quirks and peccadillos. Yes, I'm the captain. No, I don't want to use the toilet with the door open. But the point is that the choice is there. And choice is a wonderful thing. The chances of you finding a ship you love are greater than ever. And with what the manufacturers have been showing off these past few days, it seems it's only going to get better. Like a Banu slave, I only have hope for the future. Of course, that doesn't mean that there aren't still plenty of festering piles flying out there that you're going to want to avoid stepping in. But that's what Galactic Tour is for, isn't it? I'm Jax McCleary, and thanks again for joining me this week at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Remember, life's too short not to be going as fast as you can. See you next time.
Ojito, esta fue nuestra primera IAE en Star Citizen. Y no sería la última. Después de esto, nuestro querido Cristiano Roberto nos diría que en el 2948, y esto ya es parte del lore, la IAE organizó su primera expo por vía satélite desde Desmond Memorial Convention Center de Lorville, en Houston. El evento inaugural se programó para celebrarse simultáneamente con la expo principal de Kiel, que es justo lo que acabamos de ver. La expo que vimos, un año antes de la de Lorville, sucedió en Kiel y fue transmitida para todos en Stanton, en este caso para la página web, y después ya ahora en el año 2948 tendríamos la primera en el Convention Center de Lorville, ¿vale? Contó con muchas de las mismas naves y vendedores. La exposición aeroespacial intergaláctica ha recorrido un largo camino desde sus humildes comienzos en Castor. Debido a cuestiones legales y de seguros, ya no se trata de aficionados probando naves experimentales. En su lugar, pilotos de renombre como Chelsea Jan y miembros del famoso Escuadrón 999 de la Armada deslumbran a los asistentes con impresionantes maniobras de vuelo, mientras que los fabricantes de naves y componentes presentan sus últimas novedades. En el fondo, sin embargo, la IAE, está hecha para esos jóvenes soñadores que se encuentran mirando al cielo para contar las luces que se encienden. Vamos a pasar, y esto también para que lo vean, tengo aquí la historia de la IAE, el Galactic Tour, el 2949, que es, esto ahorita lo vamos a checar, y vamos a empezar, claro que sí, con esto.
Now, I've been to every IAE in recent memory, and year after year it remains a thrill to traipse amongst the multitudinous warbirds of Aegis Dynamics. From the classic Gladius to the Protean Avenger, Aegis has been at this a long time, and their fleet is celebrated to this day. The Vanguard series remains an industry standard in long-range fighters. The 2949 models sport vintage-inspired, throwbacky exteriors, improved and expanded interior cabins, and of course, a lot of weapons. And if huge ballistic repeaters and a plethora of missiles aren't enough, you can always drop a few of these big nasties via the Nautilus mine layer, celebrating 400 years of service this year. To drive the point home, they've been trotting out these decommissioned proximity charge mines, which I'm told are completely safe. But what do you say we find out just how confident Aegis is about their prop here? Thank you, Jimmy. For science! Next on Whitley's Guide, we parley with the salty dogs at the Drake Interplanetary Pavilion. Cutlass, I don't even know the lass. Yeah.
Ojito, aquí ya cambiamos de formato, ya no es el Galactic Tour. En el Inter, a Jax le ofrecen un contrato para ser el principal programa de la IAE. En este caso ya se llama la guía de Whitley's, o la Whitley's Guide, ¿sale? Dice Tito King, bueno, Brocky, me retiro, que pases buenas noches y un buen stream. Gracias, mi estimado. Nos vemos mañana en la IAE, bueno, en unas horas en la IAE de este año. Continuemos con Drake.
Under the watch of hotshot Wunderkind CEO Andon Arden, Drake Interplanetary has attempted to pull themselves out of the quagmire of controversy. If you ask me, they continue to turn out the same scrappy, dependable stuff while attempting to song and dance a white hat onto their admittedly tarnished image. But at the end of the day, you can't argue with results. That said, Drake claims that they no longer willingly sell their product to reprobates and nefarious Nellies. I'm about to go undercover, thank you Jimmy, to find out if Drake's people are really towing the line or if they are beholden to the almighty credit.
Here on Whitley's Guide, we aren't afraid to tackle serious issues. Come on, how many civilian ships do you think this thing can take down without rearming? 10? 15? You say credit ships? Oh, sorry, there's blood on those. You know, I'm a personal acquaintance of Jan Dredge. Too soon? Yeah, that's way too soon. So, between you and me, roughly how many human-sized slaves do you think we could fit in this cargo hold?
Security! Coming up, we put on our fanciest pants and then sully them with caviar and champagne as we bask in the uncut opulence of Origin Jumpworks.
Este cabrón. A partir de ahí, ya. Perdón, Jax empieza a cobrar muchísima fuerza para la IAE. Y es. Es todo un personaje, güey. Buenísimo. Ni hablar de Jimmy.
It's been a big couple of years for the quote-unquote sexiest shipmaker in the verse. Even as seemingly every ship manufacturer and their mum tries dipping their respective toes in the hot tub of luxury, Origin Jumpworks is not to be outdone and maybe more accessible than ever heading into 2950. I know, you're going to say, but Jax, I'm just not an Origin person. And are there plenty of complaints? Of course. But take the 600i. It's a totally viable exploration ship. But with so much to explore on the inside, you might never make it out of the bar. And speaking of loaded, the new 300 series can be tricked out with more bells, whistles and trim options than a Banu marketplace after everyone's eaten their nutrient bars. But before you write it off as more posh posturing for well-to-do shipophiles, I for one appreciate a little variety. After all, when you're stuck in Area 18 traffic, there's only so much silver and white you can look at without going a bit mad. And although it may be easy to poke fun at Origin, I can't deny that the ships are fun as hell to fly. And even if you aren't flying an Origin ship, simply being on one is an experience all of its own. So Origin would like you to meet the 890 Jump. The crown jewel in their fleet has been wowing Expo goers all week long, providing a taste of the pure, uncut VIP experience. With an onboard pool, spa, cocktail lounge, commercial-grade galley, dining hall, and a whole slew of ultra-luxe accommodations, IAE attendees can finally experience, if even for a moment, what it's like to be super mega buy a planet and never go there rich. And take it from me, it's pretty great. Jimmy, champagne. And there you have it, folks. We've seen all there is to see at the Intergalactic Aerospace Exposition. We laughed, we cried, we caused a moderate amount of property damage. I'd like to thank the entire staff here at the IAE for not kicking us out on day one. I'd like to thank my producer Jimmy for deftly persuading the IAE staff to not kick us out on day one. And of course, I'd like to thank all of you lovely creatures for watching. This is Jax McCleary saying, see you next time on Whitley's Guide. All right, who drank the last bottle of champagne? Really?
Ese año fue cuando se presentó precisamente el 890, fue con la que se cerró. Nos hace falta ver videos, porque aquí, por ejemplo, tengo Anvil, tengo Kruger, tengo Misk. Vamos a ver todas, Vamos primero por Anvil y de ahí tomamos las que nos hicieron falta.
Behold the majesty of the Anvil Pisces. A paragon of exploration, the Pisces features a dedicated scanner, convertible cabin space, and best of all, it's designed to fit snugly within the hangar of Anvil's perennial carrack. This one, however, fits in the palm of my hand. I'm Jax McCleary, and this is Whitley's Guide.
No voy a hacer pausa, por ahí atrás estaba la F7C, pongan atención. Digo, la F7A.
For our premiere episode, we're here at the 2949 Intergalactic
F7A.
Aerospace Expo, or more precisely, above it. And this is in fact not an Anvil Pisces, but a true-scale remote-controlled replica. It's accurate down to the last detail. And I've been told it's very expensive. So, naturally, we're going to attempt to blow it up, because we're borderline obsessively committed to putting the galaxy's best gear to the test. For you. To that end, behind me you might have noticed the rather intimidating 2949 Anvil Ballista. We're about to put this mobile missile machine through the Whitley's ringer. The aim, so to speak, is to see if it really can take out our tiny target, even as I pilot it, Jimmy, the stick please, through daring evasive maneuvers. The missile we're launching is, of course, a dummy round with a diminutive explosive charge capable of taking out our tiny Pisces, but not much else. At least, that's what I've been told, and I hope it's accurate, lest the next landing zone over gets a very unfortunate surprise. Apologies in advance, Area 17. All right then, away we go. Well, will you look at that? It worked! And if that's not pinpoint targeting, I don't know what is. Colour me impressed, Anvil. And that's just the tip of the nose cone. There's a lot more to see here at the IAE. Ships to fly, new tech to test out, and presumably more objects to obliterate in the pursuit of consumer awareness. Plus, we should probably get off this roof before that guy in the vendor hall realises we borrowed one of his super expensive remote control ships. Wait, what? Don't you dare go anywhere. Whitley's Guide returns. Welcome to the Exotics Pavilion, where aerospace xenophiles can scratch their wildest alien itches. Even this year's IAE food court is embracing the esoteric offerings of our non-human brethren. Take this. What is it again, Jimmy?
They said it was pickled corpse bug.
All right. Pickled corpse bug. Well down the hatch. Let's go take a look. Every year, the exotic offerings on hand at the IAE get more robust, and 2949 looks to be no exception. From Esperia's chillingly accurate Van Doel recreations, to Apoa's aggressive pursuit of the human market, through an expanding line of ships adapted from Xi'an military designs. Even the Banu adapted their stout Defender fighter for human flight back in 2947. Both the ship and its related marketing efforts have come a long way in just a few years. I mean, has anyone seen their early attempts at an advert? Jimmy, do we have a clip? Well, I don't know much about advertising, but now that I see it again, I have to say I sort of miss that authentic Banu charm. After the break, we head to the Aegis Dynamics Pavilion. While mind-bending velocity and nausea-inducing G-forces certainly have their charms, not everything at the IAE is about blinding speed and sexy silhouettes. The titans of industrial aerospace are all here, flexing their muscles. Take MISC. Their Freelancer series are perennial favourites of independent haulers, thanks to their famously ample cargo capacity and relatively small size. And with 4 discrete models to choose from, there's a Freelancer flavour for nearly every taste, whether you fancy auxiliary fuel tanks or a heaping helping of missiles. But MISC isn't the only industrially inclined contributor to this year's exposition. Argo Astronautics, for one, are not content to rest on their utilitarian laurels. We're here at a super-secret off-site location that definitely isn't an Argo production facility to get a first look at their 2949 Mole multi-crew mining machine. It's not only a paragon of alliteration, but is being touted as an excavation revelation, with a more user-friendly control interface and sport-inspired stuff. Good news for all you aspiring diggers out there. Releasing in just a few weeks, you'll get to see firsthand the bonding experience that is simultaneous mining, just like Jimmy and me. Next on Whitley's Guide, we behold the inscrutable curiosities of the Exotics Pavilion and the IAE Food Court. Don't go anywhere. While mind-bending velocity and nausea-inducing G-forces certainly have their charms, not everything at the Roberts Space Industries. 3 little words that say volumes. The manufacturer that set the original standard for spaceflight continues to defy its age and stay relevant in the modern era. From the Origin-style bells and whistles gussying up the Constellation Phoenix to the more traditionally utilitarian Connie model and the exhaustive Aurora series, RSI offers plenty of reliable options for green pilots and crusty old pros alike. And of course there's RSI's more aggressive side, exemplified by this lean, mean interdiction machine. Behold, the Mantis, a perennial favourite of law enforcement agencies and the scourge of space scum everywhere. That little doohickey in the front there, that's a state-of-the-art WATEC quantum enforcement device, or QED, and where the Mantis gets its bite, this little beauty can rip a ship out of quantum with ridiculous precision. A privilege that has previously been restricted to responsible and qualified pilots. So what do you say we test her out? Roomier in here than I expected. But a spacious cockpit isn't why the Mantis has the hearts of law and ordery types aflutter. Let's get down to business and see if this thing does what it says in the brochure. Now, Jimmy is in a trusty Aurora around the other side of the planet. I'm going to fire up the QED, and when I give the signal, Jimmy is going to attempt to QT right past us. Here we go. That was insane! You know, I honestly don't understand why advocacy agents seem so stuffy all the time. If my job entailed snaring ships out of QT, I'd be happy as a clam. Although, I suppose today my job does entail that and I don't have to deal with any violent criminals. Just Jimmy. So, win-win I suppose. Stick around for more from the IAE and Whitley's Guide. For 2950, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is continuing its tour of Stanton, landing on the snowy slopes of Microtech. And while the weather outside may be frightful, the offerings at the Tobin Centre are nothing short of delightful. Welcome to Whitley's Guide.
Una pequeña pausa. IAE 2950. La primera IAE realizada en Microtech. La anterior no fue en Orville, perdón, fue en Área 18. Esta sí es Microtech. Y de hecho, en el anterior, y se me olvidó mencionarlo, es cuando se presentan las naves Best in Show. La primera aparición de las Best in Show. Ganadoras de aquel entonces fue Caterpillar, Reclaimer, Cutlass Black y me falta una. Cutlass Black, Reclaimer, sí, y la Hammerhead. Ojito con lo que se viene ahora. Esto es la del año 2020. Ojito.
Here in the Consolidated Outland Pavilion, they're gearing up to unveil Silas's all-new Nomad, a ship that couples a welcome dash of unconventional design with bare-bones, no-frills performance under the hood. I had the powers that be at Whitley's arrange some hands-on time with the ship ahead of its release, so I could go on a good old-fashioned excursion. From my very first glimpses of its hull, I've been bit hard by the travel bug. As we prepared for our trip, Jimmy got intimately acquainted with the Nomad's 24 SCU capacity external cargo hold.
Well done, Jimmy. Over there with the other ones.
Out here, finally free of the shackles of civilization, edible food, and air traffic laws, we were able to really flex the Nomad's muscles.
Watch this, Jimmy!
Let's test out these triple shields Silas was going on about, eh? Even triple shields are no match for reckless flying. Remember that, kids.
How's it looking there, Jim?
After sharing a few campfire stories, Jimmy and I decided to turn in under the stars.
What was that? Jimmy? Jimmy?
The onboard bed provides that extra level of security someone of my stature is used to. And convenient access to the laser repeaters made me rest extra easy. As our expedition came to a close, I couldn't help but feel that I'd tasted true freedom, which, coming from a person who gets pretty much everything he wants, is saying something. As I spooled up the quantum drive one last time, I knew I'd returned to civilization a changed man, and that I'd never needed a shower so badly in my entire life.
And here we are, Jimmy, safe and sound at IAE 2950. Now, it looks like they're getting ready for the official announcement, so take over, would you, Jimmy? I've got to get over to the VIP lounge before the open bar closes.
Back in 2944, we aimed to reshape the dream of spaceflight. Since then, much has changed.
We're here at Anvil's IAE base camp, where the Reckless 999 are preparing for their imminent demonstration. Just being this close is enough to give me chills. But the 999 has done me one better, inviting me to fly with them. Now, as you may know, I'm what some call a bit of a speed demon. And thanks to Commander Bunmer and this special training model F8, young Jaxie McCleary's childhood dreams are about to come true, to the tune of as many G's as possible. Shall we, Commander? Let's do it. I've always wanted to do this! Oh! This is intense! Nobody lives large, quite like Aegis Dynamics. Their massive cap ships are undeniable classics. Every year, folks flock to the IAE to get glorious stiff necks, looking up in wonder at these and the whole of Aegis's vaunted fleet. But a true gearhead, like yours truly, doesn't need to see these mighty vessels to tell them apart. One only needs to listen to the distinct song of their massive thrusters. Jimmy, the blindfold? I thank you. Here it comes. It's a javelin. No, Idris. Idris! Sir! Behold, the Devil's Roundabout. These 15 kilometers of nasty comprise a rancorous racecourse known to push pilots to the limits of technical capability. We're out here at MISC's official IAE event, gearing up for a demo that's, shall we say, prohibited by microtext speed limits. Can their speedy razor tame this beast of a course? Jimmy is about to find out. I'd do it, Jim. But it's an insurance thing. This year's IAE sponsor is none other than aerospace giant Crusader Industries. And Whitley's entire operation is being run out of the massive hold of their literal aerospace giant, the Hercules Starlifter. But Crusader's not only about daunting behemoths, of course. Their fleet is as varied as it is useful, and lucky us, Whitley's has full run of the entire lot. Take the hidden mysteries of the Mercury Star Runner. We'll get to the bottom of this ship, literally. RSI is at it again. The elder statesman of the industry continues to inspire. Now we're all familiar with their fleet. Rugged land crawlers, medium-sized explorers, and dedicated peacemakers. But this year's convention floor is bristling with interest at the mysterious gunship they currently have in development. Now I, being me, was able to get some FaceTime with the work-in-progress ship where our camera crew was unfortunately not allowed in. Fortunately though, Jimmy is a great artist. The ship is, in a word, impressive. And don't just take Jimmy's drawing's word for it. One of the RSI bigwigs showing me the ship was a huge fan, of course. And once the official tour was over, he let me sit in the turret, where I was able to capture this super unauthorized, don't tell my bosses about it, double secret exclusive footage with my Moby glass. Ooh, can I sit in this turret? These aren't loaded, are they? Eat lead, suckers! What does this button do? Oh! Come on, we've got to go! Right, time to go! Come on, quickly! Come on, I'm in serious trouble now. Coming! No, wrong way, other way! Jax, come on, go! And just between you and me, the word Perseus was stamped on, well, everything. So there you have it, folks. Whitley's Guide, bringing you so many exclusive reveals, we can't even keep track of the lawsuits. But we'll keep the lawyers on standby as we continue to explore IAE2950, making new friends, wild adventures, and of course, future memories. Origin JumpWorks high-performance vehicles service everything from blistering speeds to the peak of culture. Toughness, however, is not a quality commonly associated with the brand. With the 100 series, Origin is looking to change that. And we've got notorious bounty hunter and IAE mainstay, Junior Pardos, who's going to do his best to dirty up Origin's image a little. Ready to take this thing for a whirl, Junior? Couldn't have put it better myself. The various alien offerings on hand at the IAE every year may be catering to niche markets. But could Tivarin-craft be the industry's hottest new trend? Thanks to the popularity of Esperia's meticulous recreations, these lost classics aren't just for collectors or infiltration enthusiasts anymore. In fact, I found the stealthiest thing about their Prowler troop transport was how swiftly and silently it stole my heart. And peering into the future of Esperia's Tivarin line reveals their near-perfect remaster of the infamous Talon Fighter, a hit-and-run Hellkite, known for keeping naval pilots on their toes during the Tivarin conflicts. Only on Whitley's Guide. I've had a lot of fun at Drake's expense over the years, but when you get down to it, there's no denying their power and versatility. Take the venerable Cutlass. With the red and blue variants, they continue to iterate on the classic chassis. Now we're here with reps from Drake, and I have the next Cutlass variant, the Cutlass Purple. You know, for parties. Sound system, cocktail bar, glitter ball.
Este es buenísimo, güey. Ve. Bueno, después de esto, chicos, se vino la IAE del año 2021. Aquí fue cuando empezamos con la pandemia. Bueno, ya íbamos más de la mitad de la pandemia. Y en este momento se hicieron únicamente 4 videos, ¿vale? Cortitos, pero ojito, porque a partir, creo que como han visto, Jax ha ido evolucionando a hacer cada vez más locuras.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to Microtech, the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is back for 2951. Welcome to Whitley's Guide. That frosty air can only mean we're back in your favourite winter wonderland, Microtech. We're currently gearing up to head to the Tobin Expo Centre in cooler than cool New Babbage and seizing the opportunity to put this Anvil Spartan through its proverbial paces. The team designed this not-so-little beauty specifically to transport the most precious cargo of all, your friends, family, favourite heavily armed mercenary outfit, etc. So if you're looking to get a load of folks from point A to point B and keep them all in one piece, then the Spartan was seemingly designed just for you. But this is Whitley's Guide, so we aren't just going to take Anvil's word for it. Plus, hey Marty, how are you? I needed some personnel to, looking good Merrill, to transport for this segment, and there's nothing my good to see you Terry executives here like more than not paying extras. Everybody...
Hago una pequeña pausa. No sé si notaron el outfit de Jax. Es el mismo outfit que llevo hoy, o que llevé hoy, y que voy a llevar mañana para la IAE.
In?
Off we go. For this machine, Anvil uses the Atlas platform that their ballista anti-aircraft unit is built on. So they obviously aren't taking personnel transport lightly, so to speak. But I want to find out just how heavy this metal really is. And since this rig's low profile keeps us safe from those anti-aircraft turrets, Jimmy here is about to make things a little more interesting. We're about to find out if this Spartan can stay cool under pressure, whilst keeping our friends back there relatively comfortable in the face of impossibly heavy turbulence. Champagne back there! Oh, not good, not good! Oh, but they don't come any closer than that! You hear that? That sound of silence means we've all survived, thanks to the handling of Anvil's Road Warrior. Which is all well and good, because we're here. And with that, we kick off another intergalactic aerospace expo, arriving in true Whitley style. And this year we've got more raw, uncut excitement, more pulse-pounding, heart-pumping, senses-shattering wildness than ever before. I mean, honestly, IAE2951
What is this, McCleary? Is this segment supposed to be a callback to episode 223?
Hold on, let's cut.
All right, we're cutting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've seen this before.
BTS, keep rolling.
Jimmy, are you in the edit bay? What is she on about?
That's a little too close for comfort. How are you, shareholders?
I don't believe it.
I'm not sure what you're going for here, McCleary, but between you and me, the ratings haven't been wrong. Great. Listen, I'm rooting for you though. Huge fan. Where are you all off to? VIP lounge? Oh, hello.
Oh, Jax. I don't know, Jimmy. Maybe this gig is passing me by. I mean, clearly I'm out of ideas. I'm rehashing old material without even realizing it. Oh, sure, but who wants to see the same old bits? I mean, even in reverse. Maybe you're right, Jim. Or maybe we just need to pull out the big guns. Don't we have something amazing planned for the Aegis bit? I just need to clear my head, figure out an angle, and start fresh on the next segment. I'll be in my trailer. Behold, the mighty Aegis Redeemer. The once and future next great starship is bristling with uncut firepower to the tune of 6 massive guns and a heaping helping of missiles, ready to jam down the gullet of any baddies foolish enough to give you any trouble. Today, we're set to find out if the infamous Redeemer can create as well as it can destroy. We've filled this ship's auxiliary fuel tanks with a special paint mixture. Stay with me, so that when I fire the thrusters just so, it'll spray stunning swathes of colour across that rooftop, which our fleet of MPUVs is turning into a giant canvas. The idea being to recreate the famous painting Tears of Fire on a massive scale. We'll just do a little bit of that at the bottom, finish that off, there we go. Jax Cleary. Ha! So, with precision controls and the spirit of artistic inspiration on our side, it's time to see if this thing makes as good a paintbrush as it does a devastating killing machine. We go! Well, that was a bit underwhelming. But we aren't done yet. Right. Oh, holy Shian Bob! That is it. I've absolutely had it. I can't believe this.
Everybody take 5.
I mean, what a piece of garbage! I accidentally plagiarised myself, and then I have the gall to think I can write the shit with some over-the-top stunt, and it doesn't even bloody work! I don't care what the kids like, Jimmy. This is the bloody Aegis Redeemer. I can't believe I thought that using the nastiest gunship to ever make a Vandal soil its bioarmour would be well served farting paint onto somebody's penthouse. I've lost my way, Jim. I don't think it's even about the ships anymore. Yeah, well, you host the show, Jimmy. I'm done.
Es buenísimo, güey, buenísimo.
Cut! Jimmy, we're rolling. You want a bucket? Nope. We're over here, Jimmy. Uh-huh. Eyes front. Reset.
I can't believe he's really doing it.
No sé cuánto se tardó. Regresaré que 1 minuto. No sé cuánto estuvimos offline. 9 segundos, ok.
I still don't know how you're going to pull this bit off solo. Likely kill yourself. Oh my god, he's going to kill himself!
Jimmy. Now we're even for what happened in DOS.
Okay, let's see what this cannon can really do for a proper big finish.
Oh, shit. And speaking of finish, I think we better get out of here.
What are you doing, Jimmy? Enjoying the view? We've got a show to finish.
That was some serious fun out there, eh, Jimmy? Admitting you couldn't have done it without me. I mean, the cannons on those Ares models, was that like a size 7? That is nuts. Absolutely insane. Raw power. Couldn't have put it better myself, mate. This has been an eventful IAE, to say the least. But thanks to Jimmy here, I've been reminded of why I started doing all of this in the first place. At the end of the day, it's all about the ships. So here are some highlights of intergalactic aerospace expos, past and present.
Haha! It's a pirate's life for me, here at the Drake Pavilion. Just don't tell Jan Dredge.
Vale, estamos otra vez en Gracias, Linus.
That was some serious fun out there, eh, Jimmy? Admitting you couldn't have done it without me.
Momento, lata, me esta hora cortan el internet aquí.
Was that like a size 7? That is nuts. Absolutely insane. Raw power. Couldn't have put it better myself, mate. This has been an eventful IAE, to say the least. But thanks to Jimmy here, I've been reminded of why I started doing all of this in the first place. At the end of the day, it's all about the ships. So here are some highlights of intergalactic aerospace expos, past and present.
Haha! It's a pirate's life for me, here at the Drake Pavilion. Just don't tell Jan Dredge.
Play? Here we go.
Oh, what's this do?
Holy Now, what's with this front wheel axle? And the fixed maneuvering thrusters really come through the clutch. See what I mean?
Ay, Dios. Ay, Jesús. Mira, los que somos, muchachos, terminamos este video y mañana seguimos con el del año pasado. Y ojito, porque hay muchas cosas que ver de ese.
And once you figure out the floaty stairs, the Cartu Isle absolutely sings in more ways than just Shan Opera. We've loaded up this Argo raft with several cases of Bondurant Vaisseau Blanc de Blanc Reserve. That's right, 2 crates of sparkling wine worth more than my penthouse in Castor Point. Ridiculous? Certainly. Now, I was always terrible at this. Nailed it.
I can't find the limit! Apology accepted!
Jimmy? You okay, lad?
What's this?
Looking good, Jim.
How old are you in this?
Now go pose for a picture with your hero, Jack.
Wow.
Face me. Smile. Say freelancer. Brilliant, look at that.
Damn it, Jimmy. That warms my heart. Makes me feel old as hell, but it warms my heart nonetheless. You're a good kid, Jimmy. You make me proud. Let's get out of here before they kick us out. Let's go and see what the hubbub's about over at the Mist Pavilion. Dare to fly. I think I still need to do some serious soul searching, Jimmy. There it is. The Odyssey. This ship is something else, huh? I mean, supposedly it basically becomes your own personal space station. Imagine just taking this thing out as far as you can, dropping anchor and just living. I mean, that's it, Jimmy. The Whitleys just got their hands on an Odyssey prototype. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if I borrowed it, you know, for a little sabbatical someplace. I don't know, like the Biro system. Yeah, or someplace like that. I mean, someplace where no one will bother me. I need to get my head straight before next season. If I even make it back, that is. Okay, everything is looking good. This is it. I'll miss you too, Jimmy. But don't wait up for me, mate.
Ojito que ahí tampoco hay puerta de salto, ¿eh? Fíjate cómo aquí tampoco hay puerta de salto. ¿Ya viste? Es directamente el agujero. No sé, aquí abajo hay varias cosas que ver.
But don't wait up for me, mate.
Y con eso, chicos, terminamos el día de hoy. Por cuestiones de cómo va el stream. Pero ojito, porque mañana vamos a tener esto.
Liberty, ingenuity, equality. These ideals connect each and every one of us across this vast empire of stars. As such, I want you all to meet the 2952 cutter from Drake Interplanetary. Oh yeah. This ship embodies those ideals that we are truly democratizing spaceflight.
Who needs to hire talent when the aerospace CEOs are dying to get on camera? Hey, Jimmy?
It's all about the hard-working people of the UEE. That's why we're excited to sponsor the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2952. See you in STEM.
What in the unholy hell? They think I'm dead?
Los que estuvimos en Stanton, ojito, con los que estuvimos en Stanton, perdón, los que estuvimos en Pyro. Si abren los ojos aquí, van a ver varias cosas. Entre ellas, lo esconde el chat, pero justo aquí hay un cubo de vano. Y eso no es todo.
Unbelievable!
Eso es lo de menos. De tantas cosas que hay aquí.
I cannot believe that they moved on without me. After everything I did for them. Would a call have killed them? Oh, hey, Jax, do you want to come back, host the show? I'm sorry, Jax can't take your call because he's dead. Bob! Bob, now, I need to take the Corsair.
Alto ahí. Este año, durante la bonita CitizenCon, nos dijeron que íbamos a tener tatuajes. Apenas vimos Pyro y todo eso ya estaba construido. Eso lo vemos mañana, chicos. Yo soy KD9. No sé con qué los voy a dejar, porque no sé quién esté conectado a esas horas. Vamos a revisar. Un segundito. ¿Quién está? Mira, está Rat. Así que los voy a dejar con Rat, que muy probablemente está haciendo ahí maldades por Stanton. Si no se quieren perder esto, mañana, después haremos el análisis de los videos, porque está bien cabrón todo lo que nos enseñaron de Pyro hace un año, casi dos, bueno, sí, un año pasado, todo lo que tenían de Pyro y lo que nos mostraron, ojito, porque todo lo que vimos está aquí. Yo soy KD9, chicos, recuerden que mañana tenemos el Eventur por la IAE, nos queda la otra parte de la historia y a partir de mañana vamos a empezar a ver marca, con historia de la marca, bueno, un poquito un resumen de la historia de la marca, las naves, datos de cada nave y tenemos el sorteo de algo para el hangar persistente, ¿ok? Yo soy KD9, chicos, nos vemos mañana, muchas gracias por haber estado por aquí, chao, chao. Nos vemos Jordi, nos vemos Linux y a todos, chicos, bye.